All right, are you wondering if your ex will ever change? This is probably the $1 million question. I'm gonna give you a Buddhist perspective on this. We're gonna totally flip the script. First of all, when you ask yourself, will they ever change? It already sets you up to be powerless, as if you have nothing to do with it. But the amazing thing with this school of thought, and by amazing, I mean incredibly powerful, but for some people it's really triggering because it requires radical responsibility in this school of Buddhism. Your experience of your ex is actually coming from you, not at you from their own side only. If it's coming from you, a projection of your mind and your karma, then it's changeable and it can change for the better. The good news is, if you've put your ex in this box, they're never gonna change. You guys, it's like when I hear people say, once a cheater, always a cheater. It is so dumb because people change, you guys. You might have that limiting belief that people don't change, but then you have to ask yourself, am I capable of radical transformation, or do I put myself in that same box? For example, people that have cheated in the past stop cheating. Ask me how I know. Things can change, and that's just one example, but that's one that I hear a lot. Or once a liar, always a liar. It's simply not true, okay? So give people the opportunity to change. But number two, I can hear it already. Yeah, but I gave them 15,000 opportunities and they're not changing. Okay, that's a mirror for you. So that's where it's time to start to dig deeper and understand how karma really works. Because it doesn't matter what your ex is doing or not doing, if they're changing or not changing. If it's coming from you, the person that actually has to change is you. Bling, bling, bling. The alarms are ringing. I'm saying it because it's so empowering to understand that at the root, you're the one that has to start making the shifts. How do we do that? Number one, you start to purify the karmic seeds, let's just call them, the mental impressions in your mind that are creating this projection. First, you got to do that. How do we do that? There are specific meditations, like purification practices in Buddhism. They're very methodical, very specific, very practical, actually, very logical. That's one way. The other thing is that you have to start to notice these patterns, and then you have to start to catch yourself before you react in the same way. Like, haven't you heard the quote, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Waiting for your ex to change whilst you don't. And I don't mean change by bypassing love and light only. Oh, well, I listen to meditations, and I listen to my sound bowls, and I do tarot cards, and I use crystals. Those things are great, but they're not going to change your karma at the root necessarily the way that these practices will. You guys, there's a reason why Buddhism has been around for thousands of years. The New Age stuff is fine. That stuff also got me to a certain point, a certain level of self-awareness and responsibility, but I hit a wall. I started plateauing. I was like, it's helped a lot, but it's now what? Because this stuff with the ex is very powerful. Your ex is one of your highest spiritual teachers, for better or worse. So the fact that you can transform your experience of them, and they don't even need to know what you're doing. You don't need to have contact with them. They don't need to be aware. They don't need to be involved. They don't need to be doing the same things. But the other side of that is that you might be pleasantly surprised that as you start to shift and do these things within yourself, suddenly they're evolving. Quote unquote. Suddenly maybe they're interested in meditating. Suddenly they're cleaning up their act. But again, it's coming from your mind, not from your mouth, okay? Yeah, your words are part of how you create karma. How do we change our karma? Through mind, body, speech. So you definitely need to be aware of the words you use, of the thoughts that you're having, including the silent ones, right? The ones that nobody hears, and your actions. But if you're waiting for your ex to change, please understand they're a total mirror. Literally your own projection. They are like the blank movie screen, and your mind is the projector, and that's your ex, okay? It requires a perceiver here. You're the perceiver. Because again, think about it. A stranger meets them on the street, their brother, mother, sister, somebody next to them sitting on the airplane, on the bus, on the train, whatever. A total stranger they pass on the street. All those people are having different experiences of them. So they're just the screen, you're the projector. You have to be the one that changes the projection. So how do we do this? Let me help you. I would love to help you with this. This is incredible. When you experience this change firsthand and you actually see your ex transform without needing to be involved with their change, again, if you get off on being their therapist and life coach and everything else, I truly wish you the best. I truly wish you the best of luck, because that is crazy town. No. You can be together, growing together in a much more evolved way that is not codependent. That's like a totally more conscious and healthy way, you know? But if that's your pattern, buy codependent no more and do that work first. But if you're ready to do it like this and be self-led and be proactive, go ahead and get on the wait list for my membership, The Underground. So the doors are going to be opening back up the last day of September for the first week of October. So it's going to be a very small window to apply and enroll. It's by application only. I'm like very intentional about who's coming into the space. Everybody gets qualified. You're getting vetted. I need to make sure that it's appropriate because it's more advanced. It's not a beginner space, okay? It's not for newbies. It's not mainstream. That's why it's called The Underground. But I've got an entire arc plan for the winter around Eros, desire, the shadow aspects of that. We're connecting it in with both intimacy, but also with money. Like we're gonna have some stuff around love and money because those two things are so charged for people. Get on the wait list because that's the only way to apply and come inside. And it's an ongoing membership. It doesn't have like an end date. If you want help one-to-one, I offer 45-minute sessions and also private mentorship for 3 months plus, which is by application only. So I would love to help you with this, truly. And I hope that this supported you as well. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.